What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel here, Circle Triangle Square Gaming. Before we get into today's video, be sure to stop by the Twitch channel right here. It's pretty much for all the live streaming and gaming, and I put a lot of highlights out that go over to the YouTube channel. Now, that does not mean I will not be streaming live gaming on YouTube. It just means most of it's happening over on Twitch. This time I'm kind of just, getting the channels both organized, but I do appreciate you guys subscribing. And if you could give me a follow over on Twitch and join in the live streams, that would be fan-frigging-tastic. So let's get right into the video today. Now, I know that we've discussed this topic a lot, and I am a very big gamer. I love all systems, all games. I do not in any way consider myself a fanboy of one system. I'm definitely buying an Xbox Series X, and I'm definitely buying a PS5. I'm buying both because I want to support not only the gaming community and the market and the companies involved. I just love games in general, and so I'm not really biased. Although I do prefer PlayStation, it does not mean I dislike Xbox at all. It means I want to play all the exclusives on both systems. Now, I did discuss a video previously before today. This was like yesterday, and it was on Xbox being possibly doomed. And I was just kind of discussing on the downside of Xbox. And this video has nothing to do with that, but you should definitely check that out because it seems like Microsoft is purchasing different gaming studios, like a lot of them that are, I guess, I don't know if they're going bankrupt or whatever, but they're kind of buying everybody and putting them all under Microsoft's watch, which means third-party developers are becoming, I guess you could say, less and less versus PlayStation, but that's going to be a discussion for another video. What's up, Hamp, and everybody who's joined in the live stream? If you haven't checked out my other video on Digital is Bad, definitely check that out. I go into all the details of why I think that the standard version is better because both versions of the PlayStation 5 are going to be backwards compatible with PS4 and maybe even possibly PS2 or 3. We're not sure at this point, but for sure it is backwards compatible with PS4. They're both going to do everything the same, except the standard version is going to allow you to watch Blu-rays and play discs. They're both going to allow you to play digital games. They're both going to have digital libraries, and they're going to be the exact same in every way, except the standard version allows you to watch Blu-rays and play PS4 and PS5 discs, and that's a pretty big thing. Go watch that video if you didn't see it already. It explains everything. Now, I have done some research, and I have talked to a lot of people in my inner circle, friends, other gamers while I'm on the streams, and then I found multiple polls online. And I wanted to share these with you guys because it's apparent now, or it seems to be apparent, that although there are quite a few people that are interested in digital, and there are a lot, the standard version looks like it's probably going to outsell the digital 3-1, which is a good thing because that means that developers and system engineers like Sony, Microsoft, and other companies are going to make both versions. And I am totally fine with a digital and a physical standard version. That is great news. As long as we have the option, no problem. But I am just really concerned with the fact that they could force it down our throats. Now, the way things are looking, that's not going to happen. Let me show you guys a poll that was done that asked people if they were going to buy the standard edition or if they were going to buy the digital edition. There was pretty much 15,000 or just about 15,000 votes. And the poll is quite shocking. Let's take a look and I'll show you guys exactly what I'm talking about. Once again, here is the Twitch channel. Before we go, guys, be sure to follow me here on Twitch. Lots of live streams, play the different Call of Duties, Resident Evils, and all kinds of stuff. But let's get right over to the poll. Okay, so on this website, which is Push Square, it's basically a PlayStation website. They're discussing which version of the PS5 do you plan to buy, and they're talking about the standard, the digital, or it's all depends on price and availability. And I'm not planning to buy a PS5. So if you look at that, there's only 6% said they're not buying it, and only 13% say it depends. So there's a decent amount of people that are going to depend on availability and price, meaning if I go and all they have is the digital, I'm most likely going to buy the digital. So I guess what Sony could do is make the digital a priority, meaning if they make 5,000 systems, they could make 4,000 digitals, meaning the physical sells out first, everybody's stuck with digital. That would be a really sucky move on Sony's part, as far as I'm concerned, but it looks like here that 62% of the people that were polled plan on buying the physical or standard version with the disc. That means if we get 62%, we're probably looking at 8,500 or 9,000 people out of 15,000 are going to buy the physical. Now, I'm going to pull up my calculator because I really want to have an exact number here. Let's just say 15,000 and we times that by 60%. It's safe to say over 9,000 people are going to buy it. So if we were to say 62%, then it says people plan to pick it up on price and availability. That's 13%. So if the price is better on the standard version and it's more readily available, those 13% are probably going to buy that. So it's safe to say we could probably put in some of that percentage. So the market could shift either way. It's safe to say 65 or 70% are probably going to go standard. So they sold 77 million units for PS4. This generation will probably sell more. So let's just go off of the previous numbers and let's just say 70 million. Okay. So we have 70 million units right now, and we're going to times that by 70%. It's safe to say that 50 million of them would be physical. If this polling is to be considered accurate for the most part going forward, then it'll be just like the PS4. Most people are going to have a disc, and we're going to download digital if we want it, but we're going to have a lot of physical games. That means there's really no issue here. In fact, I see this as being the best decision and the best possible outcome for most gamers, because if you're a gamer that likes digital, you can have the standard version and go digital. You can just have the disc there, the slot there, and just not use it. Whereas people like me who do intend to use it, we're good too. We can all go digital or disc, doesn't matter. With the digital edition, everybody who likes digital, which seems to be about a third of the population who plays games, they're going to be set for life. Whereas the guys like us, me, who seems to be more like 60 or 70%, almost 2/3, we're going to be pretty much SOL, if you guys know what that is. Just completely out of luck that we're not going to be able to play any of the PS4 games. Now, what is the point of having a backwards compatible PS5 if you can't put any of the discs in? The only people that truly benefit from a digital PS5 are the people who completely went digital on PS4. And based on the poll here, it looks like there is a decent amount, but it seems like I said previously, 2/3 of the gamers population on PS5, or 2/3 of the gamers, have pretty much voted here to be standard or physical. So that's what seems to be the case here. This could change. This is not definitive. This is not the future answer of gaming. I just wanted to touch base on this with you guys simply for the fact that it seems very much so that the standard physical gaming is still very much alive, and in fact is most likely going to stay like this through the course of the PlayStation 5. If this poll is accurate to the way I think it is, and based on my comments in my previous video, it truly looks that it's going to take at least another generation or two to get rid of physical gaming. And even if they will, they may not even get rid of physical gaming. And if they do, it could be another entire generation or two, because quite clearly you can see there's people that are just not willing to let go of physical gaming. I am not the only one. In fact, there's a reason why my previous videos got over 22,000 views in only 3 weeks when I only have 1,000 subscribers. And now this channel is growing because I share a very valid point and a very, I guess you could say, widespread concern in the gamer world, and that is losing all physical discs and going completely digital. I'm not the only one. I share that way of thinking with a lot of gamers. It pretty much means 3 out of 4, almost 3 out of 4 gamers are going to feel this way. 2 out of 3 for sure are going to feel the way I feel, because they want to have a physical disc or digital. They want both. People, not greedy, we want options. So what's better, physical and digital combined or just digital? Well, anybody's going to vote to have both. You're going to have those select few that just want digital, but it will never outweigh, apparently, I'm not alone, it'll never outweigh the physical and digital combined. Let's go ahead and read comments. In my opinion, the standard console is better because you can still play a game that's unavailable on the store. Agreed. 100% agreed. Well said. That is true. Also, digital games are more expensive. That might actually be true. I'm not 100% sure, but I'll take your word for it because I don't do digital gaming at all. I am most likely going to get the one with the disc. I agree. For sure, that's the best way to go. You don't have to use discs. You can go digital too. You can do both. At least have the option. Let me see here. It says the other comment. I was thinking which digital. I can't read that comment. It won't let me. I was thinking which one I'm going to get because of the digital games that could be of COVID-19. Okay, you basically like going in public and whatnot. I totally understand that. True, and I just think it's a lot more memorable to have a game disc on your shelf or display. Oh yeah, if there's a PS15 or a PS28, you want to be able to go back and play those games, right? You want to be able to play them, and I really think that Sony needs to implement some technology to go back and play all the old games. Now, there's no sense, and I'll admit it here. This is where digital's good. You're not going to be able to get PlayStation 5 to play the PlayStation 2 or 3 games because they had different engines, which means you're going to have an emulator into the PS5. It's a really long story here, but when systems are backwards compatible, they're basically running emulators. Now, I'm not speaking on Microsoft because Microsoft treats most of their games and their engineering and their coding and their game developing as they would a PC, which means as long as your PC's fast, you can play games that are 8 years old. So I'm not exactly sure to the exact degree of how they handle it. But with Sony, when you put a PlayStation 2 disc into a PS4 or a PS3, it's basically an emulator. It's emulating the hardware software of the older system because Sony basically is the only true console left. Xbox is just a PC into a console. Like that's all it is. PlayStation seems to be more true to the console, meaning that when they design PlayStation 5, it plays PlayStation 5 games only. You'll have some backwards compatibility with PS4, but when you really look at it, it's just emulating PS4. So the true way is digital in that form, that they're going to put all the games like Nintendo has done for Wii U and the Switch. You can go to the store and download for $5. You can pretty much buy any Nintendo 64 or Super Nintendo game or even Nintendo game. And it's going to be the same thing with PlayStation 5. And it already is with PS4. The PS Now store, you can play PlayStation 3 games, and there are some PlayStation 2 games. I think Sony plans to improve that digital market for the PS5 so you can play any PlayStation game through PS Now on the PlayStation 4 or the PlayStation 5. That is a very good thing. It's a very good thing to have that digital aspect. And when you talk about digital, being able to load up your PS5 with a game disc and play Call of Duty, but then, you're bored, so you want to go back and play PlayStation 2. Maybe you wanted to play Bully, which was one of the best games ever made, and you'll be able to do that with PS Now. You'll be able to go in digitally and start playing. And they have two different options in the PS Now. If you guys haven't tried it out, definitely look into it. You can go in and play PS Now, and you can load it up on your system, and you can stream it right away on 720p, I think it is, or maybe degraded 1080p. I'm not exactly sure how they do it, but you can play right away at streaming quality. You can load up the game in 30 seconds, you're in the game and you're playing. Or you can start downloading the game so you have most of the larger files on your hard drive, and then you're basically getting the license through it. So I guess the PS Now is basically handling that like a digital game, so that you're not streaming the game, you're downloading the whole game, but the stream service of PS Now constantly checks to make sure you have a valid subscription, which is your license. Now, with that being said, PlayStation's got the market right there, right where they need it. That's perfect. That means you can pretty much decide degraded graphics and instant gameplay, or you can download it, or you can play with the degraded graphics while you download. I think it's flawless. It's a fantastic idea. In fact, I was playing some Twisted Metal the other day. I was playing Twisted Metal Black and a couple of different other games, and I thought it was relatively ingenious. I think it was a really great idea by Sony to do that. But you really want to have the option of both, which is digital and physical. So I can pop a disc in or I can download. Doesn't matter. I think where Microsoft has Sony beat right now is games on the fly, where you can switch. You can be playing a game, pause it, and quick resume another game. I don't know if Sony does that. I could be wrong. I have not looked into that yet, but that would be amazing. Hamp says, I'm most likely going to get the one with the disc. Absolutely true. And I just think it's a lot more memorable. Yeah, I read those comments. Just want to make sure I didn't forget no comments. So yeah, I just wanted to touch base on this, guys. It looks like from what I'm seeing right now, the poll is right here. Which version do you think is going to sell better? Based on the poll, it looks like the physical version is going to sell better. I'm not trying to discourage anybody at all who wants to buy digital. Please don't take that as a discouragement. I truly just want to put out the facts and bring you guys the latest news on PlayStation 5. I'm getting them both, so stay tuned for that. Be sure to go over to the Twitch channel, like I said, guys, for live streaming. We're going to have some fun tonight. I'm also going to be doing some live game streams on YouTube, but for the most part, they're on Twitch. So go follow me over there. Lots of good stuff coming. I want to thank you guys for stopping in and watching this video. I'm pretty shocked myself to see that it looks like at least 60 or 70% of the people that are playing games right now on PlayStation plan on going with standard. Although I am shocked, I'm also not shocked at the same time, if that makes any sense. I think that in the future, other kids should also be able to still go down to EB Games, GameStop, buy a game instead of spending $20, $30 on a digital game. I do agree. Some people do not, but a lot do. So I definitely share that mentality with you. I really do. I am a hardcore gamer. And when I say hardcore, I don't mean just streaming. I mean like hardcore collections. I play classic games. I'm going to be streaming classic games. Like I am down to the raw, gritty, nitty gritty. Like I'm just a hardcore gamer, period. I literally own almost every system ever released. Like I love gaming. I'm very passionate about it. I love the art of creating games and the work that people put into it. Just remember, guys, when you go digital, the people who make the discs, the factories who engineer the discs and they print the labels go out of business. The people who do those things and have those jobs go out of business. And the game developing companies make more money and they can hold you liable for everything you buy. And not only that, they have a stranglehold over what you're allowed to play. So you just have to understand that no matter how much you like digital, by going completely digital and not having any option, just remember this, guys, competition is healthy. Just think about wrestling. WWE has went downhill over the last 15 years because they had no competition. As soon as AEW shows up, they had to fight to the death with NXT. I know that's a wrestling type of, scenario here, but still, competition is good. When everything's digital, sorry about that. When everything's digital and there is no gaming market left for physical, they're going to have a stranglehold on us and we will have no options. That's just the way it is. You want to have both. You don't want just physical and you don't want just digital. You want both. As long as both remain intact and both sell equally well, we will be in the best scenario, best possible position we could ever be in. That's basically it, guys. I want to thank you guys for stopping in one more time. Be sure to check out the poll right here. It looks like if you add people that are kind of weary, and it depends on availability, if you add that in and the digital version's available equal to the digital edition, we're looking at probably 70 or 75% of the market's going to go digital. Be sure to check out Circle Triangle Square. Here is my Twitch channel. We're going to have some live streams coming right up here shortly, so stay tuned for that. Thank you so much for stopping in. I really sincerely appreciate it. You guys are the best. Share the channel, watch the videos, and be sure to check out the uploads here on YouTube. And, of course, I will have some live streaming here on YouTube, like I've said. And, of course, check out the Twitch channel. We'll see you guys on the next upload. Take care. Have a great day. Be safe in these strange times. And, of course, do lots of gaming and enjoy the next generation that's on the way. Be safe, guys. We'll see you in the next upload. Peace.